And if my mom calls me to ask me, Cameron, where are you? I can lie to her and tell her, I'm in the library, I'm not doing anything. Meanwhile, I am doing A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. I know, how do I explain this? I know when somebody has my best interest at heart. Like I just said, somebody who wants the best for me will not push me to do bad things, okay? When I have conflict with my friends, I take a step back, I allow myself to feel what I'm feeling, and I ask myself, what am I really upset about? What has upset me? What has bothered me, right? Once I've done that, I pray about it. I ask God to calm me down. I ask him to, clear my mind and take away the anger that I'm feeling so that I can sit down and I have this conversation. Then I go to my friend, okay? If you and I are friends, you've done something, I've done something to you that has hurt you. The worst thing you can do is keep quiet about it because I can continue doing it without knowing that I've hurt you. So you go to your friends. You should also create a space for your friends to come to you. And that's what's very important about friendship for me is do they create a space where I can go to them and I can speak to them about what they've done to hurt me. So after some time, maybe I'm a very emotional person, so I'll give myself 3 days. Let me calm down. Once I'm calm, I'll come and say, look, this happened on this day. I felt like this. If your friend goes, that's your own problem. But you've hurt me. You've hurt me. And it says a lot about your friend as well. Okay? So let them create that space to talk about what they've done to hurt you. And that's what I do with my friends. My friends know that if they do something to upset me, they will be able to tell from my face that I'm not happy. I'm not pleased at all. Once we get through that, we talk it through like adults because we are big. We're not babies. You can't ignore what has made you angry. Address it. Don't bottle, don't put things on the inside because you will offload, you will burst. And when you burst, it's not a very fun thing for yourself and for the other people. So I try and communicate. I'm very transparent with my friends. They know what I like, they know what I don't like. I make it very clear what I'm not interested in doing and what I am interested in doing. So, yes, look, pray for genuine friends. Pray that God brings people into your life who are meant to be there. And I also pray, and I believe everybody should do this, that God should remove the people who are not meant to be there. You pray that God weeds out. And when God closes a door, don't force it open. He's closed the door for a reason. It's for your own benefit. Yes, it may hurt now, but there's a reason that he's closed the door. There's a reason that he's weeded those people out of your lives. So always keep that in mind. Of course, it's going to hurt. You're a human being and you have feelings, but it's for the best.
Yes, the other question Pastor Jay has asked, I had 2 questions. Yeah, the other question is that you are a young and beautiful lady.
Thank you.
And then that side, you live on your own. Yeah. And most of us girls, what really happens to us when we are at our parents' house, we respect ourselves and behave. But when we are out there, we've got all the freedom to do whatsoever we want. So, how do you overcome that, not getting tempted to do all those bad things or indulging yourself into relationships and stuff?
Do you have a relationship? Confess your sins.
Yes, I do. Pastor Jay.
So answer her question.
Yes, I do. How do I do that? God. I always say this and my mom looks at me and My mother's prayers and my prayers, I think God has done everything. Also, I'm just not I don't get excited. Things don't excite me. You know, they don't excite me because I'm able to learn from other people. I'll give you an example. In Canada, the legal age to drink alcohol is 19 years old. So when I went, I was just under 19, but I lived with my brother, okay? And there were girls, there are a lot of Zambians in Canada. There were girls who our Zambian NRCs, you know, in Canada, they don't really know our IDs, right? So they'd get other people's IDs, other people's NRCs, to go out. For me, I'd never do that because if it's not supposed to happen, why am I forcing myself? Why am I forcing myself to do things that are not meant to happen? So I look at other people and I think I'm like, okay, they have the opportunity and the privilege to come here, yet all they want to do is do drugs, you know, get excited by lifestyle. But I'm just not like that. I'm not like that. I think it's very insulting. It's very disrespectful when somebody has given you the privilege to go somewhere, to do something, and you misuse what you are meant to do there. For me, I'm there to do school. My mom sends me to school. She expects me to do school. What sort of daughter would I be? What sort of individual would I be if I was missing class? I'm going to go and party. I'm wasting money, am I not? When other people can be there. When you can go. Why is she wasting money on me? You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's also understanding that people sacrifice so much for us to do certain things. The people here have all sacrificed their time for you to be here, for you to have a chair to sit on, for you to have personal development, you know, a seminar. They've sacrificed so much. So I think thinking about what other people are doing for you, I mean, for me, it's as simple as my lecturer actually woke up and came to school today. He came to teach me because he recognizes that this is something that I need, okay? So I try to let gratitude lead me in life. You know, gratitude from my mom. My mom doesn't have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to work. She doesn't have to do anything. She doesn't have to give me a meal to eat. She does that because she loves me and she wants what's best for me. And that should ultimately lead you. That's why I don't let anything sway me from what I'm supposed to do. I do not let it happen. These things are always going to be there, but when you have an assignment, you do your assignment. When God tells you this is what you're supposed to do now, you do what you're supposed to do now. He knows why He's given you that task. God knows why this is happening. So don't, no. So yeah, gratitude, God.
So Cameron, following that, what you are saying is, if we appreciate what our parents are doing, maybe sometimes we don't appreciate what we have. We think we don't have anything. So for you, because you appreciate what they are doing for you, it stops you. It's like it holds you back because you feel people are making a difference. They're sacrificing for me. They're waking up at 4 to make sure I have everything. Something inside you. So that thing that stops you from friends is inside.
Yeah.
It's coming from inside.
Yeah.
You're talking to yourself.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of us here that we end up going to play and sleep and do all sorts of things. Are you saying it's because we don't appreciate, we don't see what we have?
Yes. There's also the element of self-discipline. It's important for us as individuals to be very disciplined. I love to sleep. I really, really love to sleep. I like to relax, you know. I like to relax and just be chill. But I won't do all those things if I know that I haven't done what I am supposed to do. Go to class, for example, you know. I won't do those things when I know that I have something that I need to do. It's very important for us to have drive, have passion for what we're doing. Like I said, do what you love. When you love what you're doing, it makes things easier. You're more happy to do these things, and you understand that in as much as it's gratitude for the sacrifices other people are making, it's also because I want to build a certain life for myself. For me, what drives me more is my mom and the sacrifices she has made to get me where I am, but also because I want to do well for myself. I want to be a chief justice. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. I want to impact people. I want to change lives. You know what I mean? You're doing it for you and your future as well. So don't look at it as a burden to go to school. Don't look at it as a burden to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do assignments. Look at it as, I'm doing this for myself. I don't want to struggle to pay rent. I don't want to struggle to feed my children. You know, I want things to be easier for me. I want my children to be happy. I recognize my privilege. I do. But there are also things that have happened in my life where I don't want my children to worry about, is mom going to pay school fees? You know what I mean? Is mom going to feed us today? I don't want them to worry about that. But I don't want them to be lazy and not understand the importance of hard work. You know? So remember why you're doing things. Always have a clear vision of where you want to go and why you are doing what you're doing in this moment. Set yourself apart now so that the next step is easier. Because the worst part is taking that next step, but the step is wobbly because you didn't set a good foundation. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I'll ask you one more from me while they're thinking about their questions. You have graduated from different levels of scholarship. And you've gone from one level to the other, and you have improved in your academics. Why? Why do you want these scholarships? Why? What is driving you to have these scholarships? And you've set targets for yourself in the future. Why?
So at the beginning of each semester, what I do is I write down what I want to achieve, right? I say this semester, I look at my courses. So I get each of my courses. I know I take 5 courses in each semester. So I'll get those 5 courses and I'll think about them. This is what I'm doing. At my university, you know who your lecturers are. So I will look at each and every course that I have and I'll write down before school starts what I want to achieve. I want to get an A in this course. I want to get an A in this course. This course looks a bit difficult. Let me say a B, right? I will do that at the beginning of each semester. When I do that, I pray about it. I ask God to guide me throughout the semester. Before I study, and this is my little life hack, I listen to gospel music. Before I study, when I'm writing papers, because I write a lot of research papers, I'll listen to gospel music and all of that stuff. So for me, I lean on God when it comes to school. I totally lean on God. I ask God to help me if I'm sitting in an exam and I don't understand what is in front of me. I pray that God enters me, literally. He enters me and he helps me. He opens my mind, helps me remember the things that I have studied and even the things that I have heard in class. So goal setting, set your goals. Set small little goals. If today I have a 50% in a test, I will pray that I'll pray and work, right? Pray and, because you can't just pray and hope that God will study for you, because it doesn't work that way. So I will pray and I will ask God to help me remain disciplined, focused on what I need to focus, to help ease of understanding, and that combination helps. Also because I want to do it. I want to do well. I want to get a scholarship. In high school, I was not the brightest student. Not that I was, but I was okay. When I went to university, I was completely shocked by what I was capable of doing. I didn't know that. I never imagined in my life that I would be on an academic scholarship. Because in order for you to be on an academic scholarship, you have to maintain a certain grade point average. And I'm going into my last year, and for the 3 years out of my 4 years at university, I've been on an academic scholarship. So I do it because I want my mom to ease the financial burden, but I also want to have good grades so that I can eventually be a doctor, in my specific field. I want to go and do my master's after. I want to do my PhD. So self-development, growth, that really motivates me. Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions? Please give her a big hand if you don't mind. Go on, D. D, go ahead, your question. Is it on? Put it on. Let's help.
How did you gain your confidence?
How did I gain my confidence? Do you think I'm confident? Oh, thank you. That has been a very, very long. It's been something it's been a long, long journey. I try and put myself out there. In as much as I am loud, I'm actually very shy. So I try and do little things that, this is a bit difficult to answer because it's unique, I believe. It's unique to everybody. So when I was at school, I explained that I had reached a point where I wouldn't talk in class. So I'd sit in the back of the class and I would keep quiet, take the notes down. Keep quiet, write. So the following semester, what I had done was I had moved from sitting at the back of the class, I went to the front, right? This is a baby step. So I want you to understand this was helping me with my confidence. So I went to the front of the class. This was after one semester. After COVID happened, I was, we're doing Zoom, right, over, remote learning. When I went back last year, I was like, okay, now I'm back in my shell because the last time I sat in front of a class was a year ago, right? So what I did was, after the first lecture, I went to my lecturers and I introduced myself. Hi, my name is Cameron Begas. I am a political science major. I will be in your class and you will know me. As forward as that is, I said, you will know me. It's funny how God works. After I did that, there was a program that I really wanted to do. But in order for that program to happen, you needed references from your lecturers. Now, my past lecturers, they didn't know Cameron. They just knew she's there in the back. She comes to class. She sits, she writes, she runs away, when class ends. Because of that relationship that you create with your lecturer, with the person, they'll look at you and they'll smile at you when they're lecturing, you're engaging, and you become noticed that way because you're setting yourself apart from sitting at the back of your computer and typing or looking down and writing and all of that stuff. So I did small little things that would challenge me, challenge myself, that have really helped with my confidence, that, different little things help. So something like that. Be practical about confidence. You have to be very practical. Today you decide, today I'm going to be more outgoing with my friends. I'm going to put myself out there today, right? So be practical about it. Don't think about it theoretically. Do practical things that you know yourself. I can't tell you how to be confident. You know yourself. I can tell you what I've done that has helped me. And also, again, prayer. Pray that God opens you and not where you, how do I phrase this? You pray that God opens you to put yourself out there and try and do different things. So be practical. Be very practical about your confidence. Don't be shy. Well, that's very funny I'm saying that. But don't keep yourself in your shell. Slowly but surely try and come out of it. And it will really help you because it's not going to kill you. You know? It's not going to do anything to hurt you. So, yes. Anything else?
Cameron, just for those that wouldn't know, what is an academic scholarship and how does one get one? Because I think you're talking to most of them are still students and are hoping to get there.
Okay. So an academic scholarship, when you're at university, you must be, I believe it's the top 5% of your program, top 5 or top 10%. Basically, you must be in the top percentile of what you're studying, right? So university, this is how it works for me. I have assignments, and then I have midterms, which are tests, and then my exams at the end, okay? So in order for me to be considered, my grades have to reach a certain place. So if I'm in the top percentile for my program, it's a distinction, which in Canada, I know in South Africa sometimes it's 75%, but in Canada it's 80%. So in you being considered to have an academic scholarship, you have to be the best of the best at what you're doing, right? So I take it one test at a time. So I have one assignment. I don't look at it as my final grade. I look at it as this test, that test, that test, that test. So you break it up to make it more achievable. So in you doing that, at the end, you have a good grade, an A+, A-, an A. And your total grades are calculated, and you get a score, a grade point average. It's out of 4.33 in Canada. So you get your grade, and then what the system automatically flags you because your grades are high. They flag you, and they get those that have been flagged, and they check now, who's the best, the top 10%, let's say. With that top 10%, you get onto the dean's list, and you receive a certificate congratulating you for your academic excellence. And then they give you money off your fees, right? So once you're ready, it's automatic. Okay, so once you're already in the system, they flag you like that, and you just work hard and pray that you get there. So that's how I got on the dean's list and my academic scholarship. But you can also get an academic scholarship at the end of your high school career. There are many organizations that give young women, young females, scholarships to go to university. I think there's one called Opportunities Africa. If you Google and you really work hard and you study hard, they can sponsor your education fully funded. So that's something that you guys should work towards and check it out. All you really need to do is Google scholarships for young African students, and yeah, female, it really works to your advantage there. So, yeah. Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you, Cameron. Can we give another hand to Cameron, please? Okay. Thank you for that. From all of us, I think she's told us where she's almost our age group, right? So there is nothing that she's doing that any of you can't do. And like she has said, there are ways of you getting this scholarship. Most of you are in secondary schools. You can ask for guidance. And the fact that she was here, next time we'll ask her if at all you need any guidance on how to get scholarships. Numbers, eh? Yes. But the key thing that she said is you need to put your grades. Watengama 98986. Do you get a scholarship? Even in Zambia, chabe paunza batana scholarship like that. So, timamvera muntu akatenga 6 points bamai bake bazaenda kuli cons just bursary atenga. So even where we go, where you want to go, wherever you want to go, your grades have to be high because the standard of education is high there. So if you can get 1, it's very possible they know that you will make it there because there you need to, like she said, you need to work hard. Nakusebenza the others that work because she's taking care of herself. So otherwise, that was our friend, our sister Cameron, and I hope that we've learned 1 or 2 things, eh? So at this point in time, Pastor Jay did introduce this wonderful woman. This woman is, like Pastor has said, she's a doctor, and not because someone just said, here, become a doctor. It takes a lot to be a doctor. Yes, and this woman is going to come and tell us how she made it. I saw 3, 4, 5 of you saying you want to be doctors. And what Cameron said also is you can be a doctor even in another major. You don't have to be in the hospital alone to be a doctor, okay? I think, do you all know that you can be a doctor while you are a political scientist student? You know you can be a doctor while you... It's now a title that you are given as an honor, okay? So it means you have to have passed your degrees, you have to have passed your masters. So this woman is somebody that, from what I heard from Pastor, I just overheard somewhere, she battled so much. She even battled cancer. I think for some of... going forward, I think most of our teachings will be in that. Having cancer is not a death sentence. We have people that will tell you that, and she's among those people. So before she comes, because she's in here, but before she comes, can I have one person that will tell me what Cameron said in under a minute? Akamba Vambili, she said so much, but to someone it always means something. What was so clear about what Cameron said? 2 words. Anyone? Yes, Charity. Can someone give a mic before Dr. Nkata comes? What Cameron said. And I hope you are writing because I need those papers. It's not algebra. Okay, and Betha is going to go around. She's going to give out the meal tickets. The meal tickets are so that you guys who are in here benefit from the food that is coming for lunch. Half the time, Vakude and Vakude, I can't chase someone. So people will be passing umbali, they eat before you and you go there and you've been here the whole morning, you find your food is finished. That is why Betha is coming around with a meal ticket. So please, every one of you get one. It's just to register to say you are part of us. Are we clear? So, Charity, can you tell us what you heard? There's a button. McLean. Mm-hmm.
She talked about being responsible as a young girl and also being compassionate about what you want to do. Mm-hmm. And she also said hard work pays off. Like coming from a home where it's only her mom and it's really hard. So she has to work hard and at least bring her mom a smile.
Okay. That's very beautiful. So is coming from a divorced family a disadvantage? No, she has showed us that. So at this point in time, I'm calling upon Dr. Loveness Nkata to come and give us what she has prepared for us. Can we give her a hand?
Here is what we want. Good afternoon. How is everyone? How are you? Mulela ndisha mwamfa. Ndande mchinyanja mchibemba mchisongo mwisa. Monse tulesankanyai. At Monse? Okay. What do you want to hear? Personal development. What do you want to hear? My story. Sorry, Pa. I should pass the baton on. Okay. I should start with my name. Okay, my name is Loveness Yanila Nkata. Okay, I started sitting like you are sitting. But because I was sitting like you are sitting, I'm now a lecturer in the University of Zambia, School of Health Sciences. So I teach girls like you science. I speak science, I speak research. And for me to be able to speak research, I was sitting like you. Should I start from there or I move away? Huh? I start from there, I've started already, eh? So when I'm talking or when we are talking, I've told you I teach, eh? I lecture. So we have to engage. Okay, bonse tulelanda. Tule onfwan panga tamlelanda na laya ikal. Nizainda ninkale. Do you want me to sit? So let's engage. Let's talk. Okay? So where do I start from? Where are you seeing yourself? We are talking personal development. Okay, we cannot talk about personal development if you're not seeing yourself somewhere. Right? We should have a picture of where we are now. Na kwa minute funatiende, na kwa minute funatikafike, right? Okay, so where are you seeing yourself? Nifuna nwani manja, so. Okay, because I want you to get me in the mood of talking. If you don't do that,
Loveness, can I help?
In the mood of talking. Yes, Pa.
Now, you're a doctor. You have two masters. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to imagine where they are now, the girls. Mm-hmm. 25 years ago, you didn't see yourself a doctor.
Not at
So if you ask them, where do I see? They may not see like you are seeing now. So I'm trying to help that. Can you bring yourself to where they are now?
Where you are now.
How were you at their age, at their time? You are coming from a background probably worse than their background. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they think it's bad. They don't know somebody can come out from a worse place. You were not in Lusaka. You grew up. So how did you see what you see that you are now going for a second PhD? You're a lecturer. Where did you come from? So come from their journey where they started from too.
It has brought me back. Did somebody say Nipunzila Pachibelo? Was somebody from Pachibelo?
Yes, there was Chibelo here.
Wapa Kalikiriki. Hey, great. Wapa Chibelo? Good. Wapa community school? Nobody from the community school? Okay, Pachibelo, so that's where I started from. Okay, Papa has asked me to come back, to come down. I started from a government primary school. Okay, in Chingola. We know where Chingola is. Where is Chingola? Pakopa Beoten, Changa. So I went to Chingola Primary School. But before I went there, I did part of my primary school here in Lusaka. Do you know where Bayuni Primary is? Have you heard of Bayuni Primary? Gatstangene kakuja kumakeni kuja. Kumafamu kuja. Mnavela Bayuni Primary. Has anybody heard about that? Okay, great. What happens at Bayuni Primary School? Have you been there? How is it? Okay. Do you know how it was then? How is it now?
I don't know why. At first, because my parents live there.
In McKinney?
Yes. So my young sister had to go there for some time, and they felt, let's move. I don't know if it's a community school or it's
It's a government school, but it's not like a school monga.
Yes.
Pakablonga.
Yes, it doesn't have nice order, bueno, like a structure of a school.
So how do pupils go to school, those that go to Bayuni Primary? Some are na masapato, huh?
There are others without shoes. When
No
masoksi.
So I'm talking about that so that you know the background that I'm coming from, okay? It's not a very good background like you're privileged, but I started from a school where children don't even wear shoes, okay? I can put myself monga mountains privileged because I had shoes, and probably I had socks, but the friends I was going to school with didn't have shoes, they didn't have socks, and so even for me, it was normal. Nezosia masapato kunyumba na chana skonto to school. Okay? We didn't have backpacks the way you have backpacks now. Okay? Penzo plastic, if you haven't put in a plastic bag, nishwabira watenga kanyola wamangako so. In the gym dress, we were wearing gym dresses that time, and you put your books at the back there and you would run to school. Run to and from school. So I started from those humble backgrounds. Okay, so when my guardian got transferred to go and work on the Copper Belt in Chingola, it was very exciting for me because in Epaja, Nishma standards, ya Chinjaku, ya school, I was going to be at Chingola Primary and I was so excited. It's a government school. So probably now to the levels of, Lusaka Girls, did somebody say Lusaka Girls? Lusaka Girls Primary, so I went to that level. It was an upgrade for me. So I didn't go to private school then, because then private school, yeziaba jabandalama. Okay, setenze ku government tenze baja ba kwa na ku setenze ba ku. Setenze ba tenze ba kwa kalingalinga na ku kablonga setenze ba ku. Okay, so I'm coming from that background. Why am I talking about my background? I don't want to do so much about my background. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, whether you're from Kwa or you're from Ku. If you are getting, I like the program that Papa is doing, okay, personal development. I have done that program before. So if you are getting everything that you are being taught today, it doesn't matter where you're starting from. If you're from Kwa or from Ku, you will catch the pieces, you will put them together and you will run with them. So it doesn't matter where I started from. I got what people like Papa were telling me, people like my parents were telling me. I ran with it and I am where I am today. Did you hear something I said? What did I say? Just two words. What have I said? Yes.
You had put the teachings in use, and then they made you to be who you are today.
Okay, but you all have papers. I want you to write, it does not matter.
We have people online, so please let them use microphones because the people online too are participating.
Okay, great.
Dr. Nkata, you are talking to people online as well.
So do we have an extra mic?
Yes, we have several mics.
Okay, can we share so that I keep mine? Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are starting from. Your background does not matter. What matters is the efforts you're going to put in yourself to get you where you want to be. Okay, so I'm saying it doesn't matter where you are at now. What matters is the focus that you are going to put in and you go ahead. Then I mentioned that I have listened to people. Okay, I have paid attention to what people have told me, and I have run with the words, the guidance that I have been given. Okay, so it's not only Pastor J who has talked to me, my parents have talked to me. My family has talked to me. Okay, the other speaker who was talking to you talked about her parents being divorced at an early age. Right. I lost my mother at an early age. I haven't had the opportunity that some of you have had to grow with your mothers. Me, I have never known motherly love. Okay? But even when my mother died, there are people who took up the role of parenting. Okay? So I have listened to my guardians, I have listened to my pastors, I have listened to my teachers. So in personal development, you need a mentor. What have I said the last one? You need a mentor. Who is a mentor? I think Florence asked you when you are recapping of what you have done a few weeks ago or a few months ago, they asked you, who is a mentor? Huh? A person, microphone, please.
A person who guides you and inspires you.
A person who guides you and inspires you. Do we have any other version of a mentor? Kuliko version inangu ya mentor. Okay, so a mentor is a person who inspires you and guides you. And that's the reason that in the program that you are doing, Papa is going to bring in different people to talk to you, to guide you. Okay, different people like he has called me today. Okay, calling me is not for fashion. Or at watch the show off Papa, vanachita commenta somebody, alipa okay, na fashioning and kalemo siso. But it's because when we tell our story, you are going to learn something, right? And you are going to run with it. So the way I'm mentoring you today, I've also been mentored, and Papa has been my mentor. Okay? So when you think that he's doing a program like this at Onisho Chabe or Onikashimi Chabe, look at me. Okay? So the mentorship, the way you're sitting here talking about personal development, is the way I used to sit. And I'm still sitting. You saw I sat there and I'm learning when, is she Cameroon? So when you saw her talking, I was learning one or two things. Okay? Why have I said this point? Is that mentorship is not going to end. Learning will never end. So in the journey of life, as long as you are alive, kupunzila siku za kasila. All the time uzapunzila, take an opportunity to learn something every day. Okay? So now I've talked about 3 things, and they have kept me going. Okay? I was a young girl like you. I didn't know. At life yanga izankala bwanji, olochizaka nkala bwanji. I had my own imaginations, okay, my own dreams. Okay? Miss Florence, you know, I had all those things. I dreamt about all those things. But my life didn't move like that. Okay? When I started sitting under the personal development plan for Papa, I think that time I had just finished my college, sir, not so. I had just done my diploma from Evelyn Horn College. And for me, I had arrived. I say I arrived, and my friends were getting married. The kitchen part here, there, once a vichtig. And my guardians were like, imam chedo no chedo. My kitchen party, I'm talking about this because that is what you go through in life. Okay? So, Miss Florence there was saying, kulima John, kulima James. I know that imo kudala ma John na ma James yanayamba mulibe nangu siso. And all you're thinking, then I'm going that, when I finish grade 12, na in my kitchen party, my chancha and one of kachitike, and so on. Okay? It's good if it happens that way. But it's also not bad if it doesn't happen that way. Reason being, my road ya minute and life, yes, we all take different routes in life, but we are all walking towards this journey of life. We are all not going to walk the same route. Okay, but once we are working so that we are living our lives to achieve something. Okay, but in doing that, Papa is talking about personal development. There are certain steps that we need to take so that nice life kakankaleko bueno not so. So I met Papa when I had just finished my diploma. I even got a job. I was working for the UTH board then. And I was doing my clinical work and then in a salary here and there. And it was fine. Okay? Then certain things which I looked or which I had targeted in life that I'm going to achieve, they didn't come my way that way. Okay? So there were other things which I needed to do. I kept myself busy. And one way I kept myself busy was to sit under mentorship, to be mentored. Okay, and I sat under the mentorship of church. By then it was Covenant Keepers. Tenzonkala Moho Paja, Kablonga Boys Papa, We were in Kablonga Boys and Papa would teach us. Okay, so through those programs, I started learning the Word of God. My shaping has really been because of the Word of God and the teachings that I have learned sitting under my pastor. Okay? So sitting under my pastor, I even learned my scriptures very simple. What is this one talking about? So I learned like one of the scriptures which I ran with, even up to now, is I can do all things through Christ which gives me strength. Or who gives me strength? Have we heard about that scripture? Okay, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Who gives me strength? Or which gives me strength? My version, yes, siana. So the one you will like is the one you will pick. Okay, so I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And Pa likes teaching from Genesis. Okay, and for the first time I started seeing who I am in Genesis and what I can do. So sitting like you, the way you're sitting, me, I had no idea. As life young, I zankala bwanji, I'll be what? I never even dreamt that I'm going to be a university don. If I tell you that, it's a lie. Okay, I never knew. Okay? Then, through sitting, under the teachings, nabwera namverako scripture at Jeremiah 29:11, and Papa would say, write. So I hope you're writing. Okay, why am I telling you to write? Because when I look at the things I have written, or I wrote 10, 25 years ago, I find that somewhere prayer points and they have come to pass. But he used to tell us, write. So when they gave you papers, I hope you're writing. Are you writing? What you write, you will remember at what percent? 7%. What you will see, you will remember at what percent? 8%. What you do, you will remember at what percent? 10. Okay, multiply that by 100. The 10 will be 100%. Okay, so I hope you are writing. So Papa said, Jeremiah 29:11, no one knows the plans that I have for you. Okay? So that one, when you ask somebody to say, indeed God says no one knows the plans that I have for you. Okay? I didn't know. the plans that God had for me. So when you hear Pa saying, start from where they are, did you see yourself there? I never saw myself where I am today. Okay, but because of mentorship, because of discipline, again, I've brought in another word, discipline. Okay, I have found myself where I am. Okay, discipline. What is discipline? Discipline, Nicha? Am I doing well, Papa? Am I at their level? Discipline, Nicha? Yes, ma.
Discipline is the ability to do what you must do, whether you feel like it or not.
Great. Ability to do what you must do, whether you feel like it or not. Another version of discipline, who has something different? What of doing what we should do even when nobody is watching? They are not seeing us. Is it discipline also? Okay. So there are things, again. Miss Florence, did you talk about character? Is discipline and character married? Are they related? Okay, so how are we behaving when nobody is watching? How are we behaving when somebody is watching? Okay? Our parents will tell us A, B, C, D. In their eyes, I'll speak the Zambian English, in their eyes, we will do. Not so. When we are out of the eyes, we are not doing. But we need to be disciplined. Whether they are seeing us or not seeing us, we have to do what they are telling us to do, what we are being mentored to do. Even what the Bible is telling us to do. Okay? We are talking about discipline. Right? Okay? So I don't want to say that I have been the perfect type. Okay? The one that is disciplined. Okay? I have made mistakes in the same journey. Okay? But when I have made mistakes, I haven't remained where I have made mistake. Okay? I have reflected about my mistakes. I have picked up myself, picked up my bags, and I have continued running and walking. Okay? To the goal which I want to achieve. Okay, why have I talked about that? You might think, oh, naimilira pano, that I haven't made mistakes, But I have made mistakes, and big mistakes, and silly mistakes. But each time I make a mistake, I get up, I walk, and I run. Okay? I'm talking about this also because you are sitting under personal development, a mentorship program, which is being offered by the church, right? Some of us will find ourselves that we have made mistakes. Okay? The greatest mistake you are going to make is when you make a mistake and you remain down. Okay? When you make a mistake, when you are undergoing this personal development program, okay, reflect and accept, oh, okay, napanga mistake. But when napanga mistake, there is always a way out. Did you hear Miss Florence say there was a way out? And you went back to school? That's the most important thing. She has done that. I have done that. Okay? The mistakes, I talk about my mistakes, Pa. So I was sitting under the mentorship program, like you, and very busy in church. Chief Ash, are you hearing me? Mulengofwa? Chief Asha, no paper sana. But nasapanga mistake. On the way, I got pregnant. Okay? And I have a child, a daughter, a very beautiful daughter. So ngati ndiwe Chief Asha mu church. Then wankala na mimba, what would you do if it were you? Personal development. What would you do? Somebody, let's talk. What would you do?
I think I can just stop ushering.
What would you do?
The same. Stop ushering.
What would you do?
Stop ushering.
You would also stop ushering. Another one. Give them randomly. There. Put.
I can stop ushering.
Another one.
I can just continue.
Why would you continue?
Because it was just a mistake.
Sure, huh?
Yes.
Another one.
I would stop.
Hmm?
I would stop to be ushering.
You stop. Okay, so Bambidi, you stop. Okay. But in a Sinarek, Mwanville, I didn't stop. Why? Did we talk about a mentor earlier? Okay. A mentor is who? Somebody who does that? Inspires you and guides you. Okay, so for me, I had a very good mentor who and I still have a very good mentor who when I make mistakes will rebuke me, wazani shauta, wazani kalipira, but by the end of the day, wazani was that, oh, I love you too much. Okay, I love you too much. So dust yourself and start running. Okay? So you've heard the other aspect of a mentor. Okay, so somebody who is going to do what? Correct you when you make mistakes. You will not remain down. You will pick yourself up and your mentor will correct you and give you direction to say, that guidance to say move that way. So we are talking about personal development. You will make mistakes. The most important thing is not to remain down, is to dust yourself up, walk, and continue moving in the goals that you have set for yourself. Okay? So I have made mistakes. I have picked myself up and I have run my goals. So I'm talking about goals because when we started, we didn't talk about that we need to set goals when we are talking about personal development. Okay? We cannot talk about personal development or we cannot develop ourselves if we do not have goals. Okay? My goals in each hand. I'm going back to where Pa stopped me to say, go back. Okay? My goals. Vingankale viloto. Okay, I want to be a doctor. I heard somebody say, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a teacher. Where are you seeing yourself? What do you see yourself to become? Okay, what do you want to become? Those, Yangankale, my goals. Okay, so when you make a mistake, you will not remain there. You will not let your goals die. Okay? So I was saying, napanga kwa mistakes, but sininaankalile pa my mistakes. I picked myself up. I started moving. Okay, remember I have goals. And the mentor is the one who does what? Guides you. So for me, my mentor was always saying, what are your goals? I had goals written. Okay? This year, I want to achieve this. And we'll do that at the beginning of every year, January. Instead, yeah, okay, quite all right, kuliko kwenzeko na ma overnight. Overnight, nje pamiti mapanga ma prayer points ya mbirika. This year I'll stop this year I'll do this year I'll do that year I'll do. Okay, and sometimes, if kache mu match ni shitaiba la ya jama prayer points na magozi ya minute enzo panga, siso. So, I had my goals, okay, and I was being mentored and I was being disciplined. So I have kept focus on my goals. And some of my goals, to be honest, I never thought I would achieve them. Okay? So, they have just been opportunities which have happened sometimes, and I have nadaivira moche. Okay, so why have I talked about this? We need to be open-minded when we are doing, I hope you're writing that. The word I want you to take is open-minded. I'm telling you a story, but I'm pointing certain words which I want you to keep. Okay? So you need to be open-minded all the time. Not nga walibika focus, walibika okuwalirabako. Open-minded, because sometimes opportunities will come, and if you're not open-minded, you will not know that an opportunity has come and it will pass you by. Okay? So you need to be open-minded. You need to have your eyes open so that my opportunities that yabuela, when opportunities come, you don't miss them. Okay, as I'm talking about being open-minded and missing opportunities, Miss Florence asked you a question when you are recapping about the meetings that you've had in the past months. She said, why are you meeting here? What is the importance of you being here apart from interactions? Okay, I didn't get any of this answer from any of you. Okay, do you know that in meeting here you can find opportunities? So that's why you shouldn't stop personal development, attendance. Okay? Then she asked you again to do one exercise. To say, can you swap? Okay? And all of you were just moving from the way you have come, the same way you were seated, the same way you came. You went and sat there. Now, they moved, they went and sat there. I said, do they understand what's happening? Okay, she tried again to say, can you ask your neighbor, what is your name? Okay, and you asked, but Mufunsana, what is your name? You're coming from the same road, from the same house number. Okay, but she was doing that so that you mix, you develop that interaction. Do you know what interaction will bring for you? Opportunities. Okay, so remember I was saying I didn't know. Okay, but through interactions, meeting with my friends, the way you're doing today, I got opportunities. Okay, so I was working there in UTH. My mentor said, what are we doing this year? I said, I don't know, so why don't we try school? Okay, but I don't even have money to pay for my school. Okay, but have you done applications? I haven't done. Can we do that? So I did that. Okay, the next thing I was accepted at UNZA. Oh, I've been accepted at UNZA, but I have no money. Fast forward, through the guidance of my mentor, okay, I did my first degree. I upgraded from diploma to a Bachelor of Science degree. My first degree is in physiotherapy. Okay? So then after 2 years, my mentor asked me again, so what is next? Remember, every year I'm writing goals. There are things I'm setting for myself. Okay? And I'm being guided. We are doing this. I'm not taking out the aspect of prayer. I'm being mentored under the personal development program, which is under church. So prayer is there every day. Okay? And following the commandments is there every day. Okay, so fast forward, I did my master's in public health. So I'm a public health specialist. Immediately I finished, I was talking about interaction. They were telling you, shuffle. You go and sit there, you go and sit there. You didn't want to move, not so. There was the same house number. Okay, but for me in shuffling lelo nasebenzako komboni mairo nasebenzako kumtendere because I was doing a lot of community work again. Okay, mairo nilikuwa George ijade nilioku. I met colleagues. Okay, and one of them told me, do you mind doing a second master's? I said no. Okay, so then they gave me papers I applied at a prestigious university. You've heard of Stellenbosch University? Munamvelako Stellenbosch? Have you heard about it? Okay, so I went to one of the prestigious universities in Africa. It's in Cape Town, University of Abazungu. Okay, I got that because of interactions. The way they were telling you, shuffle, move there. So sometimes they would, like Miss Florence would tell you to do a very stupid exercise, and you'd think, what's the chance? You don't know what that will do to you. Because the one who is sitting next to you might just be the answer to your destiny. Tomfana. Not tomfana. The one sitting next to you might just be a solution to the answer that you need. So always pay attention, okay, to the one who is sitting next to you. Have we heard each other? Okay. So because of that, I didn't miss my opportunity. I got my opportunity, and I studied my second master's in clinical epidemiology. So I'm a clinical epidemiologist, which makes me a very good, intelligent researcher. Okay, so I research about health sciences, health population, a healthy nation. Okay? And because of that, that landed me a job at the University of Zambia. So I teach research research methodology, epidemiology, and biostatistics. Okay? You heard me? Yes. So when I was there, because in my interaction again, okay, in my personal development, my mentor has told me that respect each other, love one another. When you're working, I'm sure most of James Wakamba about character, be diligent, okay, do things nicely. Even when Cameron was talking, you heard what she talked about, right? Everything she talked about, when you are that kind of a person that Cameron has talked to you about, what happens to you? Okay, I don't want to answer because are we running out of time? We still have time, okay? Vantu vama kukonda. Okay, you have respect for your neighbor, you are hardworking. Okay, what is going to happen? People are going to like you, not so. So when people like you, what does that do to you or for you? It opens further opportunities. Okay, are you following my story? Is it jumbled? Is it making sense? Okay, so it's going to open further opportunities for you. So I went for my second master's. I was hardworking. I was lovable. Okay, so my professors liked me. I graduated quite all right, and I came back at my office in Uns. I was working. The next thing, they just called me. We might have a scholarship for you. Do you want to do a doctoral? I said, why not? And I left. I went back to my University of Abazungu. Okay, I've been to a prestigious university. Okay, I have no shame about it. So nikamba so that chimivave na imwe mukaende kuli you aspire to go to the universities I've gone.
So when you were in your primary school, Chingola, did you ever think you'll go to Stellenbosch? Stellenbosch is basically the best university in South Africa.
Yes, in Africa.
And you went by scholarship.
By scholarship.
So explain that so that somebody can dream and know they can do it.
Yes, and prestigious scholarship. Okay? The first one, I was sponsored. When you Google, by...
What do you mean prestigious? What does that mean? Explain it so somebody can dream about it and become it. Because you've taught us that you set goals. So maybe somebody will set a goal.
Where's Miss Florence Chizunguicho? Papa wants me to speak English. Cameron is gone.
Cameron is gone, yes.
Yeah. So prestigious. Chijachameno muntu wants a phone. Okay. So when I stand, I say I had a Novartis bursary. You have a Novartis bursary. Hey. Moga mwamine nga tubakuuza ati ndiwe mwana wa HH nvera bwa Who is your father? HH. Nishvanvera bwanje vana va HH. Mwaizi va prestigious, those are the bursaries I've had. But like Pa is saying, remember I started from Bayuni.
So your background doesn't matter.
It
doesn't
doesn't
disqualify. It's your effort, your
It's your
personal
effort.
development.
Did you hear that? So where you start from does not matter. Where you are coming from does not matter. Okay? So we've heard about that, and we've heard about opportunities, and we've heard about making the best of where you are. Okay? Not ngati bakupasa opportunity wankala apa wasia waononga. Okay, you don't ononga, you make the best so that wapanga opportunity for another opportunity. Okay. So the opportunities came, I was mentored, and now I have a PhD. Okay, and that's why I'm called Dr. Nkata. Okay, so when I tell my story, I didn't know. Okay, that I'll be one day.
Sorry,
called-
Loveness.
Yes, sir.
In the world now, are you one of the best people talking about bone, back pain, and all that in the world
Yes,
today?
when you Google my name, just Google Loveness Nkata, you'll see all the pages that will come up. Okay, one, it will tell you that I'm a lecturer at UNZA. The other one will tell you I'm a researcher. Okay, and when you click on the researcher, it will show you all the works that I write about. Okay, so the main works I write about back pain. So when you click on back pain, it will tell you that the whole world, I'm number 3. Okay? So anybody who has written about back pain, a researcher about back pain in Africa, my works are number 1. But when you rate them on the world, I'm number 3.
You were
Okay.
just a diploma holder,
And I was just a
and you didn't know
diploma
you could be
holder.
number 1 in Africa.
In Africa, I'm number 1. Okay, and Papa says I was just a diploma holder. I was just a diploma holder. Okay?
From McKinney.
From Makeni, Bayuni Primary. Then upgraded to Chingola Primary. Then I came to Evelyn Horn. Evelyn Horn, University of Zambia. University of Zambia, Stellenbosch, Stellenbosch postgraduate. Stellenbosch doctoral. So now I'm Stellenbosch postdoc fellow. Okay, so I said learning will not stop until the day will die. I'm a postdoc fellow, so I'm still learning. I'm still doing research. Okay, so now, Papa, I lost track in this journey.
So you started talking about how you, of course, you've done your masters and all that.
So I've talked about how I got my master's and my doctoral and where I'm at. Okay? So I have talked about my personal development. So have you seen that my personal development has not been a straight line? It has been full of ups and downs. Okay? So for some of you, your personal development will be straight. Okay? African minister. For some of you, your personal development will be like mine. But that shouldn't discourage you. You have to keep on going. Because we have what? Because we have what? Because we have what? Because we have what? Why are we going to keep going? Mike, please. Because we have what? Up and nizomvera my voice up. Up. Up upside down.
Because you have personal development.
Okay. Because we have what? Another one? Random, please.
Because we have a goal to achieve.
Great. Another one? Another one. Give him. Another one. Because we have what?
Mentor.
Good. Because another one?
Because we have self-esteem.
Very good. Another aspect, we'll talk about self-esteem now. Another one?
Because you have records to break.
Very good.
Very good.
Do you know that there are no wrong answers?
Yes.
Do you know that? So why aren't you giving answers? I tell my students, just answer, okay? Just answer. Let me give you this principle. Again, what you are all in grade what? And you write tests and exams, eh? Okay. So you know that there is no wrong answer, even in your exams. Do you know that? Do you know that? Okay. So even when principle number 1, when you are writing exams, we are talking about personal development. So I can even touch that principle, not so. Never leave an answer blank. Okay? Never leave an answer blank. Whatever you think is related, just write down. Okay? Reason being, you don't know, because what you have written might just earn you 0.5% of what you need to pass. Okay? I teach in the university and I tell my students that. So I'm telling you that also. So when I'm asking, answer. Okay? Just answer, because you never know. It might just be the 1% that you need to pass. Okay. So somebody has talked about self-esteem, which I didn't talk about. Okay, but it's a correct answer. Why are we going to develop if we have self-esteem? It's the energy that will make you to push, okay, yourself to go. To go. Not nga tuwaona munzako at And I like that, Papa, because I think I didn't have self-esteem when I was growing up and starting from Bayuni and all the way, you know. Even when I did college, I think I didn't have, I shouldn't even think, I didn't have self-esteem. Remember I said, Dinambira kuja communications of Valence Sapato. Okay? And there we were seeing our friends at tenze bakutuku. Bakwa. Then tenze ona banzatu ba ku. Not so. So do you know what that does to you? Okay, you lose your self-esteem. Because you're always thinking in ndinewa kwa, inenpunzira pa Chibelo. Banzanga bapunzira pa Lusaka girls. Benangu baenda pa Horizon Trust. You lose your self-esteem. You don't see yourself as privileged or as important as Vajwali pa Horizon, right? I went through that also. Okay, so for me, I always tell this story. Kuti ine nandeke naziva chat mulunga napanga vantu vakuti imwe ndimwe vandeki ise ndiseva kwa is to step on the ants when going to school. Okay? But under mentorship, the program that you are sitting under today, which I have sat under as well, I learned that scripture I shared with you, but number 1, Nija, what did I say? I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Okay, that one opened my mind and changed my way of thinking and built the self-esteem in me. Okay? Because of that scripture, I think one day, ninavipanga che, mulungama vipanga panga ka, but nine mas ponyera mumuliva mine mulunga panga panga. Okay, navipanga na ipanga nat, mwatu amene wamakwera ndeke. How different are they from me? Okay, how different are they? We all have the same red blood, right? Black hair, white eyes, 2 hands, 2 legs. And I think my mentor says that you have 2 hands, you have 2 legs. You have the same number of ears. So what makes you different from the other one? Yes, Pa?
Sorry, not to interrupt. I'm just stepping out. Can you give us, you talked a lot about how you set your goals. Can you teach us how to set those goals so we can start doing it ourselves?
We can start doing that.
And then how did your dream grow big? Can you show them so that their dream too can start to grow big? Because you didn't start with it, but you grew. So please teach us so they can start. Maybe you even do an exercise to do this goal setting for themselves, which you did every year.
Every year. Okay. So let's do goal setting. Who is willing to be an example? Yes. Or the two of you. Okay, what is it that you so much want to do for yourself?
In any area?
In any area.
I think I'll speak about academically. I would also want to be a researcher.
You want to be a researcher, so
Yeah.
write researcher there. Then what do you want to achieve in life?
To become a radiologist.
A radiologist, right? Radiologist there. So who is a researcher and who is a radiologist?
I think from the word itself, a researcher is somebody that discovers something new.
Something new.
Yes, or looks at something in a way that wasn't looked at before.
Okay. And who is a radiologist?
This is a doctor who specializes in radiography. If you may not know, if you go to the hospital, you've broken your bone, or they want to check your stomach, the CT scans, if you want to check your brain. So this is a doctor who specifically looks at those things.
So what is the first step that we have done? We have asked question as who is a researcher and who is a radiologist, right? So the researcher discovers new things. The radiologist does what?
Examines reports on the x-rays, the reports for the CT scans, MRIs.
A radiologist takes pictures using x-rays, using scans, okay? And will report on them. So we know what they want to do, right? So the next question is, how are we going to get there? Where are you going to study to become a researcher? And where are you going to study to become a radiologist?
Okay. Where exactly, I don't know. But firstly, I'm focusing on finishing my degree in pharmacy. And then probably a master's, and then maybe gaining scholarships through those routes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then a radiologist?
I have already acquired my Bachelor of Science in Diagnostic Radiography, so the next step is to do my doctorate, now to go and study medicine, and then specialize later on into
a radiologist. Okay. So, have you seen the steps that we are identifying? Okay. So where are you going to study radiology?
Open for opportunities as at now, because I'm still gaining experience, still practicing in my field.
So the four steps that we have written, that we have talked about, can you write them down? Who a radiologist is, where they study from, and what it would take you. Okay? A researcher, I want you to pause a bit there. Okay? Because by the end of the day, we are all researchers. Okay, so she has to do research in a certain certain field. I'm a researcher. A radiologist will be a researcher. A teacher will be a researcher. Do you understand my line of thinking? We are all researchers. Even where you're seated, you are a researcher. Okay. So we'll go down there nicely. So right up to where you reach a radiologist. So she wants to be a radiologist. And in order for her to do that, first she has, have you studied already a BSc? She has studied already a BSc. And then she wants to study medicine. Then she wants to specialize into radiology. Yeah, this is another, it's like at M-Med. Okay. So, setting goals. Is she just going to reach here? There's something which she's going to do, right? From here, which she has started doing, to reach there. Okay? So the steps that she will put in place are the steps that will lead us to the main goal here. Okay? So she wants to be radiologist. So this one has to come there. Not so. This one will come there. Okay? She wants to be a radiologist. So let's set goals for her. The goals or the steps to reach this goal. Okay? So the first step already she has taken.
Sorry, Dr. Nkata. Sorry I'm interrupting. Can you help me as well? Because sometimes we pitch logos. For example, in today's world, why do I want to be a radiologist? I'm not saying it's bad, but is there something bigger I can go for? So please help me understand that too. Try and advise. For today in the market, what kind of things should girls be thinking about doing? What things disadvantage us that if I go and study that, it puts me in a narrow... I remember when you were going, you looked at all those things. If I did just physiotherapy, what can I do? If I do public health, what can I do? And you are trying to position yourself in places that will help you as a woman and where women have opportunities today. So even as you teach us goals, please touch on those things so we don't dream in areas that in 5 years they don't do it again. And your education is a waste, your paper is a waste.
Okay, so what Pa is trying to say is, in as much as we are aiming, or this one is aiming to be a radiologist, the most important thing to look at is, in 5 years' time, will this radiology be marketable? Not so. So, looking at the fact that now, everywhere you turn to, there's School of Health Sciences, there's School of Nursing here, there's University of Chakti there, okay? So what is going to happen in the next 5-10 years? We'll have saturation of healthcare professionals, okay? Will they be relevant, okay? Or will the market be there? So we need to strategize. Quite all right, I want to do radiology there, I want to be a radiologist. So in setting goals, one has to think, how many are they in Zambia right now? Okay? So if you find that there are too many, then think of another avenue, which is in line with probably what you want to do, but there might be an opening. Okay? So like when we come to Zambia, like for radiology, we have radiologists everywhere. in each and every hospital, even the clinics, we have people taking x-rays. We have people reading x-rays. I read x-rays too. Okay? I read x-rays too. Okay, so then probably as an example, we only have one cancer disease hospital. Okay? So as a radiologist in setting my goals, can I align myself to where there are very few people? And I've done radiologists, but I'll pick up one specialty where there are not so many people doing that. So maybe in setting goals, can I be a radiologist in oncology? Okay, does that make sense? Okay, what are you trying to do? You are trying to open up a market for yourself. So she wanted to do, she has done diagnostic radiography already, which places her at a better level of branching to oncology. Okay? Then there in oncology, again, there are so many branches which you'll pick up. So in setting goals, again, it's not only, I'll finish my grade 12, then I'll do my degree, then I'll do my medicine. So this one, you may not necessarily need to get into doing your medicine for you to be an oncology radiographer then, or a sonographer, okay? Because you have done this at BSc level. This is also BSc level. So you look at a branch which will bring you to the specialty there at master's level, okay? So you cut off that. But since this is more marketable for some, if your grades are very good, this might be your first step, okay? This one will be like abwere la kumbuya enda okudena abwere ayamba. You know, something like which happened for me. I think that's why Pa has talked about it. I started at diploma, then I did my degree, okay? So when I got to doing my master's, I didn't want to come here. Instead, I chose a specialty which made me marketable even if I don't do this. I did my public health. After I did my public health, I found that public health was very saturated. Okay, everyone, master's public health, master's public health. So I diverted into clinical epidemiology, okay, which makes me again more marketable at the researcher level when we talk about aspects of research in health, in medicine and health sciences, okay? So in setting your goals, it is very important to know what you want to do at each point, and then always choose be strategic, okay? Strategy, choose an area which is not saturated, okay? An area which will give you more opportunities to dive into other areas, which doesn't close you. Okay, so like I had chosen the other two masters for me to open up my market. Okay, you have to be marketable each time. You know, the global market, you shouldn't go where it is saturated. So you go where you have more opportunities. So this one is saturated. So you choose the oncology that I talked about there. It will open more doors for you. So in setting your goals, I'll do my grade 12 exam. I'll go and do my degree in radiology, in radiography. It's radiography. So when I do that, so I'll branch into these other fields, oncology. So in oncology, there are those branches that you go on. So will I go into therapeutic? Will I go into diagnostic? So therapeutic are those that will be treating the cancers. Diagnostic are those that will be doing diagnosis in the labs. Again, you will check how many are there. So you will choose one which is not too saturated, okay, and you will pick that field until you reach where you want to reach. Remember I said learning doesn't stop. You will find that you have reached or you have achieved a certain goal, and then there will be other opportunities that will open, and so you'll just be going that way. Did I answer that? Thank you. Have we set goals? Have we set goals? Okay, do we want to set goals for ourselves now? Okay, so where are we now? What grade are we doing now?
Dr. Nkata.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Why I asked you the question is traditionally, they always let women take courses that don't let women be empowered. So they'll tell you, for example, you did physiotherapy. How far can that go? The most is a certain place, a dead end. So there's a principle of setting goals. I think we all need to do that based on your experience. But it shouldn't put the girls in a place where they feel this is what girls can do. Can we help them to see they can do anything they want to do?
They can do anything.
As long as they follow the principles of setting goals. That's what I'd like us to really hit on.
Okay.
And then take you, for example. There's some of us here that finished school maybe in 2017, maybe finished in 2019, and sometimes we feel that's the end. You did physiotherapy, you stayed for some time before you went back. How can you encourage people to go back and believe in themselves? That they can still do it, is not too late. Okay. Using your experience.
So before I talk about what Pa is asking me to talk about, we've heard of STEM schools now. STEM schools. Have we heard about that? Kapiri Tech. Kapiri Tech. Have we heard about Kapiri Tech? Ndola Tech. And Rufunsa. They are STEM schools, right? Do we, and they are girls' schools, eh? Do we understand when they say STEM school? No? Yes, no? No. Okay. But do you admire the girls that are in STEM schools? I'm at Ndola Tech. I'm at Kapiri Tech. Okay. Do you know why they are there now? Okay, I'll tell you why. Reason being, I think when my parents were growing up, who are probably your grandmothers, and when I was growing up, they were saying, girls, I think go and do nursing. Or go and do teaching. Okay? Teaching, yaba nakash. Nursing, yaba nakash. Okay, so they limit you because you're a girl to certain jobs. Or if you haven't done nursing, go and do secretary. Okay? But as girls, there are more opportunities in science. Okay? So even when Cameroon was saying, just Google African females scholarships. Okay? You will find a lot of those around science, around technology. Why are we talking about this? Do not limit yourself to say, oh, okay, Kapina teaching is simple, or nursing is simple. It's a female's course, so because you are female, you should get in there. Okay, but remember, you can do or through who does what? I want you to start thinking science. Why? Because there are more opportunities in science. Okay? Think about you putting together ndeke. Okay? Think about you doing all those ma chemistry, ma physics, ma chan in the lab. They are marketable, they are well paying, they'll give you better opportunities on the global market. But if you have a passion for nursing, for teaching, we are not saying don't go and do it. do it. Okay? But there is life beyond that. Develop interest in those. Okay? Then who finished school in, we are in 20 what now? 2021. Is there anybody who finished school in 2019? Okay, what are you doing now? Sorry? Mike?
I'm going to college in August.
In August. What will you be studying?
For starters, I'm doing a diploma in psychosocial counseling. Then I would like to study psychology.
Okay. Thereafter?
I'll see as I move.
Okay, so has she set her goals? She has. When did she finish school? In when? 2019. She didn't stop. Okay, she has pushed herself and she's pushing herself to see herself at another level. Give the mic to Miss Florence.
Yes, ma.
Are you in school?
Yes, I am.
What are you studying?
I'm studying development studies.
When did you start?
I started, this is 2022, I started in 2020.
Okay, but when did you finish grade 12?
At 2005.
Okay, did we get that? Did we get it? Okay. Is she looking at her goals? Okay. And she's going to do a master's.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes life may not happen the way you want it to happen. Okay, most of the times we may not have support. We may not have finances. Okay, that doesn't mean that magozi asila. Okay, there will always be avenues. Okay, and we need to push ourselves to achieve our goals. Okay, Pa was saying, I give you an example about myself, and I like talking about myself, but I'm just talking about myself. I'm not doing mulomo for anybody. So, I did my diploma. Okay, 3 years diploma, Evelyn Horn, I finished. I got a job, I went to work. I think I worked for about 3 years or 4 years. Then I went back to university. Okay, so I was there 3 years. I finished, I went back to work. After working, I think, for about 2 years, I went back to university. I did my first master's. 2 years, I finished. I went back to the office. I worked 2 years, and I went back to university again. I did another 2 years. Went back, Conchito, then went and did my doctoral. Okay? So, some will go straight. Okay? Then there are those of us who will take breaks because there are other things that we have to take care of. There are other things that we have to put in place. But we have kept focus on the goal. Okay? So whatever stops you, do not get discouraged. Okay? As long as you have set your goals. That's why goal setting is very important. Okay? But in goal setting, again, we need to do our background. I think that's what we didn't talk about. Okay? I had asked the girls, where are you going to study this from? Why do you want to do this? When you have your goals, you need to do a background check. You need to know about what you want to do, where you will do it from, where you study from, probably how much is involved. Okay, is it just one school offering that? Or there is another school offering that? You need to do all those background checks. What is it going to take you to do that? Like you're now in school, what subjects do they need? All those things are very important in goal setting. What subjects do they need? Okay, what grades do they need? Okay, do they need chemistry? Do they need English? Do they need biology? You will do the background check of that because that is going to help you to prepare to achieve the goals. Okay, I'll talk about myself again, why I'm telling you about this. You know, I didn't want to be a scientist. Okay, I wanted to be a pilot. Okay, but I didn't know where to study from. I didn't know that there was ZAST there near the airport. Okay, I didn't do my background search. So I ended up doing a program which, just came by the way. Okay, so when you're setting goals, do all the background check. It will help you know where is this program offered? What grades do they need? Okay? The other story about me, I think I wanted to be a journalist. And when I was studying English, literature, commerce, and all those things. So what's the time? I can't see. 14. Okay, so goal setting, we'll do our homework. After lunch. Okay, so goal setting. Okay, where is our lunch, ma? Where is our lunch? Oh, okay. So goal setting, we'll do our background check. We will know what is required. We will know what we need to do. Is that okay? So I want to do nursing. Where can I do nursing from? So I'll know, nursing in Lusaka, it's at UTH, it's at DAV College, it's at so on and so forth. So then I start putting my 1 and 2 together. So DAV College, is it a public university? It's a private university. You do all those background check. What is the advantage of studying at a private university and a public university? Okay? Then you check even the fees. Okay, will my sponsors afford this or not? If they're not going to afford those, you go to where they are going to afford the fees. And then we'll continue talking about, I think lunch is ready. We all have meal coupons. Okay, shall we pray then? Father, we thank you for the day so far. We thank you even for the meals that we are about to eat. We bless them, Lord, and sanctify them in the blood of Jesus Christ. We pray, Lord, that as we are going to eat, may the food strengthen our mortal bodies. May the food give us the energy to continue to sit and work on our personal development. It's in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, and with thanksgiving in our hearts we've prayed. Amen. Food is ready.